Good morning students. In the last class, we have learned some of the characteristics of the living thing, right? So, in this class also, we are going to learn some of the characteristics of a living thing. Hope you all done with the activities. So, if you completed, take a snap and send it to the school WhatsApp number. So, let us get into the lesson. The first one is the living things produce the young ones. So, all living things that produce their young ones. So, here you can see some of the animals here and they lay eggs. There are two types of reproduction. The first one is some animals lay eggs and some animals give birth. The animals which give birth is called mammals. So, these are all the animals, they lay eggs. Next one we are going to see about the mammals. You can see here elephant, lioness, sheep, mare and goat. You can see they are young ones in this picture. Now we are going to see how the plant is reproducing. A new plant that actually grows from the seed. The next characteristics of the living thing is the living thing that give out the waste product. For example, you can see the cow, it eats grass and what happens? It is giving the waste product as cow dung. Like that, all living things are having the food and giving out the waste product. In the plants, some trees, they remove the gum as a waste product. You can see here, it is a gum, it is a waste product of a tree. The next characteristics of a living thing is it responds to the stimuli. Stimuli is a singular word, stimulus is the plural word. You can see here in this picture you can see some of the animals. In front of them they are keeping a bowl and some water and some food, right. So, they are reacting to it. What they do? They just come and eat it. So, the bowl is a stimulus and they are coming and eating, that the response they are giving by the living thing. Here you can see, this is about the insect. You can see the centipede here. If you touch the centipede, what happens? It just curled up, right. So, this is the response given by the centipede. In the next picture, you can see the sugar cube and some of the ants. So, when the sugar cube falls down, what happens? The ant that is coming and eating it, right. So, that is the response given by the ants. And even plants also give some response. Same like that, if you touch the touch me not plant, what happens? It closes its leaves. Even for the sunflower, it always faces the sun. Does any of this non-living like mountain or rocks, does it give any response to the stimuli? No. So, non-living thing, they do not have any stimuli to response. The next characteristics of the living thing is the living thing have a definite lifespan. For example, you can take the dog, it lives for 10 to 13 years. You can see the giant tortoise, it lives for 20 to 30 years. You can see the trees like banyan tree, it lives for 200 years. Neem tree, it lives for 150 to 200 years and teak tree, it lives for 200 years. So, that is all about today's class. So, we have completed our first chapter. Let us see the activity for today. Find out 10 different animals and their lifespan and mention it in your science notebook with today's date. Okay kids, let us start with the exercise. The first one is tick the correct option. The first one, an animal that breathes through lungs is, you have given 4 options, butterfly, a bee, an ant, a monkey. You can tick the correct option and we can discuss the answers later. The second question, plants make their food in their leaves, roots, flowers, seeds. Third one, fish have webbed feet, air holes, stomata, gills. Fourth one, a mammal that can swim is a snake, an otter, a penguin, a fish. Fifth one, an animal that lays eggs is a mouse, cat, tiger, lizard. I hope you all done with the answers. Let's check the answer. The first one, the animal that breathes through lungs is a monkey. Second one, plants make their food in their leaves. Third one, fish have gills. Fourth one, a mammal that can swim is an otter. Fifth one, an animal that lays eggs is a lizard. Okay, the second exercise is study the two picture A and picture B. You can see in the picture A you can see the living things, and in the picture B you can see the non-living things. And they have given some of the options down. You can tick the correct option. If it is not growing, you can put into. If it is growing, you can put tick. Okay. In the A, they grow. They do not need water, air and food. They produce young ones. They can move on their own. They are living things. They are non-living things. You can do it now. And B, they grow. They need water, air and food. They do not produce young ones. They cannot move on their own. They are living things. They are non-living things. Completed? Let's check the answer. In the first picture, do they grow? Yes. So tick it. So the living thing do not need air, water or food? It's a wrong. So put into. And the living thing, they produce young ones, right? So tick it. They can move on their own. Tick it. They are living things. You can tick it. They are non-living things. They are non-living things? No. So just cross it. In the B picture, you can see the non-living things, right? So do they grow? No. Into. They need water, air and food. Do they need? No. Just cross it. They do not produce young ones. Yes. Tick it. They cannot move on their own. You can tick it. They are living things. No. So just cross it. They are non-living things. It's correct. So you can tick it. So that's all about the book exercise. You can take your science notebook and you can see the PPT and you can write the question as well as the answer with today's date. The third section is about the question answers in one sentence. You can write it on your science notebook with today's date. The first question, name an animal that eat both plants and animals. You can write foxes, bears, sparrows eat both plants and animals. The second question, where are stomata present in plants? It is a small opening present in its leaves. The third one, where do animals that have webbed feet live? Water birds have webbed feet to swim in the water. Fourth one, how do flightless birds move? Flightless birds have strong legs to walk and run. Fifth one, name the plant that closes its leaves when touched. The touch me not plant that closes its leaves when it is touched. Next we are moving into the fourth Roman letter, that is answer the following questions in 2 or 3 sentences. The first question, do frogs need air to live? How do they take in air? The answer is, frogs live both in water and land. When on land, they breathe through their lungs. When in water, they take air from the water through their skin. Second question, how do birds move? Birds have 2 legs and 2 wings to move. Water birds have webbed feet that help them to swim. Flightless birds have strong legs to walk and run. Third question, write the difference between growth in plants and in animals. Plants grow throughout their lifetime. Animals grow in size only during the early part of their lives. Fourth one, explain giving an example to show that living things need a proper place to live. The best example is polar bears, right? So, polar bears and Arctic foxes lives in the cold polar regions, whereas cheetahs and tigers live in the warm open grasslands. Next, we are moving into higher order thinking skill. Here, the first Roman letter, that is all about, you have to read the sentences carefully and you have to tick the correct option. The first one, it is a bird with webbed feet. It cannot swim, can swim, cannot slide. Which is the correct answer? Webbed feet, right? So, it can swim. So, just tick it. Second one, it has 6 legs and wings. It must be a worm, a bird, an insect. Which one has 6 legs and wings? Of course, insect, right? Tick it. Third one, it is a fish. It has only fins, only gills, or gills and fins. Fish has both fins as well as the gills. Tick it. Fourth one, it needs water and makes its own food. It is a tomato plant, butterfly, ant. Here butterfly ant can make its own food? No. So, which one? Tomato plant, right? So, tick it. Second Roman letter, that is think and answer. Here the first question, a robot has limbs. It can move. It is a living thing. Why? You can see in this slide the robot, it has limbs, it can move. Is it a living thing? No, right? You can write the answer. No, it is not a living thing because it cannot do anything by its own. Second question, a machine produces 30 new plastic bottles in a minute. Is it a living thing? Why? Here it is the answer. All living characteristics are absent, like it does not need food, water, air or even sunlight, right? So, you can write this answer. This is why even the machine is not considered as a living thing. Next, we are moving into the value based question. This you have to think and you have to compare with your own life. So, let us see. Birds are living things. Many kinds of birds live around us. They give birth to the young ones. They need food, water and clean air. They live in certain places. Many live on trees. So, you can tick the actions you will follow to protect the birds. The first one, I will not go near the bird's nest. Is that the good or bad option? That is a good option, right? So, you can tick it. Second one, I will grow trees if possible. Is that a good action or a bad action? Of course, it is a good action. So, you have to plant trees. You can tick it. Third one, I will keep clean water for birds. That is a good action. So, you can tick it. Fourth one, I will not make loud noises. That is also a good action. So, you can tick it. The next is all about the project zone. This is a group work. You can include your parents with you and you can do this project work, and there are some questions given. You can answer to the questions. You can mention this experiment with the proper diagram, and you can answer all the question answers in your science notebook with proper date. Now, let us see about the great scientist Aristotle. He has learned about more than 500 types of animals, and what he did was he placed them into two groups, that is with blood and without blood, that we categorize it as vertebrates and invertebrates. So, here he again placed the vertebrates group into two, that is animals which lay eggs and animals which give birth to the young ones, that is fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and these are all the animals they lay eggs. The next one is mammals, that is marsupials, and all these category things that comes under the mammals. So, hope you all done with the chapter 1. See you all in the next class. Take care. Bye.